I cannot get tired of oleogels, although my arm does not agree. If you don't know what oleogels are, they are thickened oils mostly used in oil-to-milk products. These days I've been playing around with Sagogel. In this video we will dive into what is Sagogel Q made of, what it's used for, how it compares with Sucragel, and what to consider to achieve your formulation goals. So let's start with what it's used for. Like I mentioned before, it is used to gel oils, most often to make cleansers. These are particularly good at removing makeup or sunscreen, and they wash away with water, although sometimes it's debatable how good they rinse off. Aside from cleansers, Sagogel Q can also be used to make very unique products that have this very aesthetically pleasing texture, which is why I have a few videos on my channel. Moving on to how it is made. Sagogel Q is quite interesting because it is made using soapwort and soap bark extracts. These extracts contain a lot of saponins, which means they have soap-like qualities. Unlike soap though, which can be very harsh, these are gentle. Saponins don't only have cleansing abilities, but they also have anti-inflammatory properties. In fact, soap bark has been used for centuries as an anti-inflammatory agent in Chilean folk medicine. What I also love about Sagogel Q is that it is palm oil free, unlike Sucragel. Now that we have covered the origins and benefits of this ingredient, let's move on to formulation tips and tricks so you can learn how to make the perfect gelled oil with Sagogel Q. Sagogel Q can form different viscosities, from thick to thin, and appearances from transparent to opaque. The choice of oils here is vital in the appearance of the finished product. Lightweight, transparent oils like caprylic triglyceride and squalane result in a fully transparent and firmer product. Using colorful unsaturated oils like olive, sunflower, and jojoba can also show transparency, but will be slightly colored with that said oil. The texture will also be a bit more fluid. Using saturated oils like cocoa butter or shea butter will result in a more thick, opaque product. The normal recommended dosage of Sagogel Q is between 15 to 25% of the formulation. Regarding viscosity, the more Sagogel you add, the thinner the product becomes. You can also reduce the viscosity by adding some glycerin at a maximum of 5%. To get a firmer product, use 15% Sagogel. I also recommend adding a preservative to cleansing balms in jars, just in case you get the product accidentally wet. However, when packaging cleansing balms in tubes, no preservative is necessary. Now, you might be wondering, how does Sagogel Q compare to Sucragel? Don't worry, I got you covered. In terms of processing, Sagogel Q works very similarly to Sucragel in that you have to drop the oil in very slowly and carefully at the beginning and progressively add more oil as the gel forms. So yeah, the process can take some time, but I like working around that by using equipment which spares my arms from getting carpal tunnel. Where it gets interesting is the cleansing ability of both ingredients. Both work great at dissolving makeup, but Sucragel has a slightly stronger rinse-off capability. I only say slightly because for some the rinse-off ability of Sucragel might still not be enough. This does not detract me from loving Sagogel or Sucragel for that matter, as I don't like using normal surfactants around my eye area, and I use a second cleanser anyway to wash off any excess. Finally, I also noticed that the gelled oil is slightly more opaque with Sagogel than it is with Sucragel, but full transparency can still be achieved with Sagogel Q depending on the oils used. If you've watched my previous Sucragel series, you might also be wondering if you can recover a failed gel with Sagogel Q. Like I mentioned before, you have to add oil very carefully because if you add too much, the gel will not form. Now, in case that happens, you will be happy to know that you have a second chance to start over. All you have to do is set it aside for a few hours. Sagogel will fully separate from the oil. You can pour the top out and start up again. However, please note that this trick does not work if butters or waxes are part of your oil phase. In this series, I want to show you how to make different kinds of products with Sagogel Q, which will be coming in the next few weeks. So stay tuned if you want to see what those are. By the way, formula number 2 is my new obsession. Thank you so much for watching, and in the meantime, if you haven't already, feel free to check out my Sucragel series.